friends, good morning. Thank you so much for spending part of your day here with me. I really appreciate it. A very special welcome to those of you that are new. My name is Michelle Davison. I am not a makeup artist. However, I am a stay-at-home wife, mother of 4, and makeup enthusiast. And today we are doing a little bit of a pairing. So my pairing ideas were inspired by Dion. Dion loves makeup. I will go ahead and tag her below as usual. But basically the idea is you take palettes in your collection and try to give them new life by mixing them in ways you usually wouldn't, or using different combinations than you usually would, and just playing around with your makeup. So today I figured I would take a pretty obvious pairing, but one that I have never done before. So Natasha Denona Pastels is my most used palette in my collection this year. It also is my favorite, probably in this very moment of moments. Thank you, Abby. But it is my oldest, so I'm trying to get some good use out of it before I have to say a sad goodbye in the somewhat near future. And Sky-Fy, which is one of my newest palettes. I can't say newest anymore because that's not true, but they're both very pastel color stories. They're both very bright, happy, fun. And what I did is I ran them through a random number generator. Whoa, say that 3 times fast. And it spit out some numbers for me. So starting at the top left, that's 1, and then I go row by row until the very last number is the bottom right. That's how I do my numbers. So for pastels, I generated 3 numbers. I got 2, 3, and 6. And in Sky-Fy, I got 6, 1, and 5. And I actually already swatched out our color story for the day. You can see it's very pastel, very bright, very summer. These first 3 here are from Sky-Fy. And these second group of 3 came from Pastels. And my job is to create a look using these 6 colors. Now you can definitely see what I'm talking about. Some of these colors from Pastels are starting to get very lackluster, very sheer. And they never used to be before. So I'm interested to see what I come out with. I don't want to do what I always do. Now that I swatched them, I'm like, man, am I going to remember what shades they are? Yeah, I totally am. So, okay. So from Pastels, I got Illusion, which is this white. I got Mini Frost, which is the teal next to it. I feel like I pulled that last time as well. And I got Tule, which is this matte mint green. I actually have a dip going in a couple of those shades. So we will see what today brings with those. I'm kind of hoping every time it's going to pull like, ooh, this is not going to work. The orange and like the green and the yellow. I don't know why I don't just organically do a look with those shades if those are the shades I want to use, but I'm waiting for the dice to tell me that's what I'm doing. And then using Sky-Fy, I don't know the shade names, but I got, oh goodness, I got the pink matte, the purple shimmer, and the purple matte. So yeah, let's see what we are going to do. I have absolutely no idea. I do want to tell a bit of a story time today though, because I'm still angry about it. So yesterday on my Instagram stories, I told the story and I was still very, very much heated. So Instagram ended up bleeping out a lot of what I had to say, and hopefully today I'm a little bit more calm than that. But I was very upset. So I took my kids to a park by me yesterday. And we go to the park. I try to go during the school week because I don't like all the school kids around my small babies. I find them to be really gross. I find them not to wash their hands. And I make my kids wash their hands and change their clothes as soon as they get home from school. A lot of kids, you'll see them at the park like hours after school got out and they're still running around in their school clothes. And I don't know, that just gives me the ick. Are you giggling over there? She's playing with her fingies and giggling. Mama, you're a big mama over there. Whoa, she's a big mama. Anyway, so we're at the playground. And a group of like 50 kids comes with their chaperones. And I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, wow. This is the day we're going to have. Okay. But I was like, okay, as long as they're like, you know, sharing the toys and behaving, you know, appropriately, then this is fine. If they were doing that, it would be fine. Now, wouldn't it? So anyway, how do I do this? I have 3 mats. Do I want to do something kind of crazy? I think I do. You sit on your bottom. So, I don't know if this is going to work out at all, but I'm going to try to do it anyway. They're playing, and immediately they start being obnoxious. And these kids are older than mine. They're probably like 10 to 12 is the age range I would put them at. And mine are 7 to 3 months. So they're littler. And 2 of my kids are under 2. So immediately they get scared. These kids are pushing on like play structures, are being very rough, are not being considerate, are stepping around and pushing kids and cutting in line, and just overall not having any sort of common courtesy. One thing I should mention about this group of kids is they are from the Boys and Girls Club. So they are not even with parents, they're with chaperones. And they're all wearing their matching shirts, including the chaperones, and the chaperones have shirts that say staff on them. That wasn't oh. And I'm like, okay, so my kids and I are staying as far away as we can, but then my son sees an opportunity to go on the slide because he loves the slide. He's almost 2, loves the slide. It's his favorite part. So in a moment where there's nobody at the slide, he books for it. But he's 2, so he is slow. So by the time he gets to the top of the stairs, there is a line of kids trying to go down the slide as well. And they are pushing him and they are crowding him. And my poor son is like crouched against the guardrail. He's scared. He's getting swarmed by big kids. He's scared. And I'm like, it's okay, come down, it's okay, it's all right. And they're like hiding in the slide and like tackling people that go down the slide and just not being considerate at all. And like pushing, and then at the bottom of the slide, they're just not being considerate. And so I'm like, it's okay, baby, come down, it's okay. He will not come down. I cannot get this kid to come down. So eventually I'm just like, okay, so I go up the stairs. I am wearing my younger baby, like on me. She's strapped to me. Evie, All right, I'm gonna try to find something for him to do real quick because he is trying to dig his nail in all my makeup. So 1 second. All right, he is playing with his siblings, but he is not thrilled about the prospect of not doing makeup with mommy. But I've had too many fingernails go through my makeup lately to talk and do my makeup and watch his fingers because he is lightning fast. But anyway, so I go up there. I have the baby strapped to me. My son is like cowering. And I'm literally like blocking the slide. I'm like, it's okay, go down, baby. It's okay, you gotta go down. And he won't go down. And I'm like, you gotta go down, my love. You either gotta go down or we gotta go down the stairs together. And eventually I get him to go down. I'm like, great. So I turn to go back down the stairs because I'm not going down the slide. I have a baby strapped to me. It's not happening. I don't think I would fit by myself, let alone with an infant. Especially because I know there's little kids like in the slide. Just not going to happen. So while I'm trying to fight my way down the stairs because the kids are like pushing me and not letting me go down, and I'm having to like inch down the stairs to meet my son at the bottom of the stairs, he's getting continually terrorized by the kids. They are still like trying to push him off the slide, trying to pull him off the slide, like being really, and he's a baby, being really, really rough with him, being totally inconsiderate with him, all this stuff. So I get down there, and another mom who also is terrified by these kids' conduct, is holding him on her hip and is like, I wanted to save him because I didn't want him to get trampled. And I was like, hey sis, thank you so much. Like, I appreciate looking out. And anyway, my son has a bloody lip because he got pushed off the slide and like busted his lip. And so at this point I am like angry. And I was telling Instagram yesterday, I don't yell at kids. I don't yell at my kids. I don't yell at other people's kids. It won't happen. But I will correct kids who are doing something they shouldn't be doing. Like, I will tell them, like, hey, you know, that's not kind. Let's be kind. Or, hey, you got me. Let's try to be careful next time, okay? But I'm, like, furious at this point, so I'm not even going to try to correct these kids. I am trying to find the responsible adult that they're with to fix the situation, because what? Like, if you are in a position where you are caring for kids and the kids you are responsible for are mistreating other kids, especially kids younger than them, why would you not do anything about that? Why would you not stop in? Like, how would you feel if somebody was doing it to your kid, or if somebody was doing it to you? I never let my kids act that way. Not a thing. My children are so considerate. Anyway, so the chaperones for the Boys and Girls Club they're around, but not really. Like, they're there, but they're just talking. They're not even paying attention, really. So I'm irritated. And I get in the car with my kids, because we leave the park, obviously, and we call the Boys and Girls Club. And there was two that are close to me. I called the one that made more sense, the one I thought would send their people here, because this location is in a less nice part of town than I am, but the other location is in like the same niceness, right? So anyway, I call location 1 and they're like, there's no park near us. I'm like, yeah, I know there's not. That's why you're at this park I just told you were at. And what do I need to do about this? And they're like, why don't you try the other location? Because they're also close to you. I'm like, okay, thanks. So I hang up with them. I call the other location. And they're like, I appreciate your concern, but all of our children are here and accounted for. And I was like, what are you trying to tell me right now? Because tell you for a factorino, no, they're not. No, they're not. And anyway, nobody would take. I'm gonna try something different. I'm actually gonna wet my brush and go in with some of these shades, because I'm really curious to see how they apply wet. I've applied them dry. I just want to see how they apply wet. And she's like, yeah, like, all of our kids are accounted for, so thank you for your concern, but I assure you all the kids are here and accounted for. I was like, okay, well, that's bullshit, but okay, if that's what you're trying to tell me, sure. So I'm like, okay, no one's taking ownership of this, but this is a pretty serious, like, my son got a busted lip, and not as much as an apology from the kids who did it or the responsible adults who are on the clock. This is their job, like, and they're wearing identifying information, and they can't even as much as apologize or even change their behavior. Like, maybe not even apologize, but start supervising the kids they're responsible for so that they don't do it again. Nope, that's too much to ask. So I write the area supervisor an email explaining all this, and I'm like, look, I understand your locations may not want to take ownership of this to me, because who does, right? Like, who wants to say, oh yeah, we messed up in a very real way. Sorry about that, friend. But if this is an adult, if this is a responsible adult who will not even take ownership of this at all, well, that just means they're giving my kids an FU, because they are not Boys and Girl Club members, students, I don't know what you call them, whatever. And if that's the case, then they shouldn't be around children at all. because if you're not a safe adult for all children, you're not a safe adult for any children. So this just left a very, very poor taste in my mouth, because I genuinely feel like she just does not care. She does not care at all. The supervisor doesn't care. She never acknowledged my message. She didn't call me. She didn't, hey, this is being looked into. Thank you. Nothing. Nothing at all. And so I'm really mad. Like, I don't understand. Like, and this is why I have a hard time making mom friends in the real world too, because I do not do, like, shitty parenting. This did not turn out the way I thought this was going to turn out. This did not turn out very well. But, you live and learn. That's why we do it. We try to have fun, and sometimes it doesn't work out. And it's one of those times where it just did not... I think I can save it, though. I think I'm just going to not try to be too cute with it and just, like... But, okay, so tell me, for real, I need to hear it. Am I being too overly sensitive about this, or would you guys be super, super, super pissed too? Because these are my babies. Like, I don't take them to the park so that they can be, like, beat up on and mistreated by other kids who are way bigger than them. Like, my kids are so considerate of little babies, especially, like, of every kid there, truly, but especially little babies, because they know if they're small, then we treat them extra kindly. And the fact that people don't teach their kids this stuff, it really gets to me, because, like, why the hell not, like, why the hell not? And I think it comes down to, ultimately, they just don't care. Like, they just cannot care. Otherwise, they would. So, I was just upset about that. And I came home and I talked to Sean about it. And Sean was like, I wish I was there, because he would not have left until he figured out, like, who they belonged to. And I was like, yeah, okay. In retrospect, I totally, like, I agree with that. But my son has a busted lip. Like, I'm getting stressed out. I have 4 kids I'm trying to now convince to leave the park, who are very upset. And I didn't think it was going to be difficult to find who this large group belonged to, but clearly that was the error of my thinking, because now nobody is going to take ownership for it. I think I saved it a little bit. I still think that my blending is a little... I don't know if there is a way to fix that, though. I'm gonna go in with Brisk. I think this is just gonna muddy it, though. That's probably the best I'm gonna get. I have so much fallout on my face right now. So I used the Molten shade from the Morphe palette wet for the first time, and I don't think it did wonderful things for me. I have a lot of sparkly fallout on my face, you can see that, but like hardly anything on my eyes. So I don't know if that was a win, because now the sparkles on my face are are pretty locked in place, but I wanted them locked in place on my eyeballs. So that was not really what I was going for, but whatever. I'm using a bunch of new products for my face today. New, not only in the sense of like, I just got them, but new in the sense of like, I don't think I've ever used this combination together. Now that I'm saying that, I am hesitating because is that even true though? But yeah, anyway, I have a boatload of new makeup coming in as a result of my day yesterday and being overwhelmed and just like the feelings of hurt and sadness and anger I was experiencing after this situation. I came home and I bought a lot. I bought makeup yesterday and it was a bit disappointing because I have been eyeing the Call of the Sirens palette from Boys&Girls for a little bit now. I want to say about a month or so. And even in like live streams I participate in, I will tell people that, oh, okay, the only thing I'm really considering getting right now is the Boys&Girls Call of the Sirens palette. And do you guys think that that's what I purchased yesterday? If you said no, then you are right. And if you said yes, the answer is no, ma'am, I did not. I don't know. I don't understand. So sometimes I feel like the time is ticking on some things more than others. So the reason I bought what I bought yesterday is because sneaky peeky, it came from a subscription bag. And I really liked it, and it's until August 1st or until supplies run out. And I was like, oh man, I have a hard time imagining it's not going to run out because it's just so stinking beautiful. So I was like, I have to get it now. And I did. And did I need it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But was it pretty, and do I think it was a good deal? I think so. So I'm just a little bit disappointed in myself because, like, I feel like if I was going to get something, even if it was more expensive, I should have gotten the thing that I knew that I've been wanting for, like, longer. You know, not just, like, impulse buying something just because it's pretty. Because I don't need all pretty things. I don't. But I think I am going to get use out of it. I think it's beautiful. It was an impulse purchase, and I'm trying not to do that. So I'm just a little bit disappointed in myself for letting that happen, but it's okay. Yeah. And then the second thing I got, I actually got two things the other day. So I got a highlighter that was in last month's Ice Cream Beauty box, and I also got a eyeliner that was in last month's Ice Cream Beauty box. And I am a little bit disappointed in myself for this, but this did help contribute to why I decided to purchase this month's, well, okay, spoiler, this month's bag, because for the eyeliner, I spent $9 secondhand, and for the highlighter, it would have been $18 after shipping off Mercari, brand new in box, but those two things together are the price of the whole freaking box. So I could have also gotten a brush and a sponge and I think, and a blush. So I was trying not to spend an extra $30 last month because I already bought way too much. So I passed on the box, but then I ended up buying the two things that I wanted the most from the box and spent the whole price of the box. So, hello, dummy. Who am I? So this month, I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want to try so hard to convince myself not to get... I'm using my Patrick Ta cream foundation that I got from BoxyCharm. This is only my second time using it, so... Oh my god, I do this every time. Every time. So I didn't want to spend too much time trying to convince myself not to get it, where I ended up making myself want it more than I really did, you know what I mean? And then having to buy it later for a higher price. Like, that was not a smart choice. Now, am I still very much trying not to buy makeup? Yes. So there's that. I'm trying to balance that. But Sean is totally right. When I try too hard not to buy makeup, that's when I get into these moods of buying makeup. And now that I'm in the mood, I don't know how to get out of the mood. Like, I need to come up with a different coping mechanism. So what I did was I bought a book, also off Mercari, that's in the mail. It's called The Let Them Theory by, I think, Mel Robbins is that guy's name. But it's basically like, let people live their lives so you can live yours. And it's basically changing your mindset. Like, you can't control other people, but you can control yourself. So one of my problems is when I see my kids being mistreated, or when I see just pure injustice going on, it affects me tremendously. Hi, Mama girl, eating your fingies as Mommy are eating your fingies. Because it doesn't need to be that way. Like, there's enough happiness and joy for everybody. And there's a lot of people that try to kill other people's joy, and it kills me. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't need to happen. It's just not right. So I hope that this book gives me tools to just let them try to do whatever they're gonna do and not let it bother me. Like, that's the radical part. Not let it affect me. Not take it personally. Teach my kids to rise above it and to be better than it without, telling them that, because you can't tell them that. But it's hard. It's hard sometimes to raise resilient young people in a world that is just simply not kind. And that's another really, really hard thing about sending them into the public school system, because people's different, and in a lot of cases, really shitty parenting really starts to shine through. And it's not the kids who have, the shitty parenting and the shitty outlook on life and attitude that get hurt. It's the kids who are kind-hearted and sweet and aren't used to being mistreated. Those are the kids that end up getting affected the most, because their parents aren't there to help support them and teach them how to navigate it. And a lot of kids are smart enough not to act up in front of other adults, I've learned, because my kids will tell me, like, Mom, this kid just said this and this to me, and I'll go and in front of their moms ask them, ask my daughter, what did they say? And then that mom will look to her kid, and the kid's like, no, I didn't do that, totally just gaslighting the situation. So I know that a lot of times they're smart enough not to do it in front of other adults, but that doesn't mean they don't do it. And I wish I could protect my kids better. It's hard. It's so hard. And Sean always reminds me, I'm using my Kosas Butterflies Blushes Life Blush that I also got in BoxyCharm for the second time ever. It's really pretty though. It's super summer. I like my Charlotte Tilbury blush. I like it so much. But I am very proud of these kids. They are so sweet and so considerate and so thoughtful. They stand up for each other, and they are just incredible human beings. I could could not be more proud of them. No, don't get me wrong. They bicker. They bicker a lot. But it's all over stupid stuff. Like, I was touching that color crayon first, and therefore I should get first dips with it. No, I want first dips with it. It's literally a crayon, like, as if we don't have 200 crayons at all times. But it's because my brother was touching that one first. I want that one. So it's just stupid stuff, but they don't do it to other kids. They just do it to each other, which I think is pretty normal. Pretty typical. Do I look summery or what? Do I look... For my highlighter, I'm going with my Danessa low-key low layer. I saw a spoiler that this might be in next month's book section. I bought both of mine off Mercari, actually, and I was so excited because I got a great deal on them. But it makes me wonder, were they in a subscription box already? And is that why they were priced so good? Like, I'm all excited because I'm like, look at this great deal I got. And the person who sold them was like, I'm so excited. Somebody bought them. I love Mercari. It's such a dangerous place. But I think part of my healing journey needs to be challenging myself to not check Mercari, because every time I'm like, I'm doing so good. I don't have the urge to buy anything. I literally just am so good. Then, well, I just had to get that thing off Mercari, and it's never the last thing, ever. No, ma'am, it's not. There's always something else. So, I'm not even going to tell you guys what you already know about this. You already know. Why am I going to tell you? You already know. When it's finally the last use, I will tell you. But I feel like I keep jinxing myself. You know what I mean? What color do I want? Maybe I'll go in with my Glow Girl lip oil again. Because I actually really enjoyed it yesterday. And this is the look. One thing Dion does that I think is so fun is she'll just like pose. And that's when she takes her screenshots. Because it's so much easier to like catch yourself like, you know, in action than it is to, I'll try to pose and take a picture because that's when you start looking like kind of weird. But yeah, I am not loving this look, which I don't know. I think the problem was the palettes I chose were too samey. So like I just found it hard to, because I had like multiple greens I had to use, multiple there are multiple blues, multiple pinks, multiple purples. And so trying to find placements for all that stuff without it getting muddy was pretty challenging for me. I think I did okay just because the color stories made it pretty impossible to like totally butcher. But no, this is not one of my favorite looks in the world. But I had fun. Thank you guys for letting me get all that off my heart and my chest. I was very heated, and now am less so. So that was a win. I have to get running. We have to go pick up coffee creamer because my kids have taken to making me coffee in the mornings, but they have spilled like 5 containers of coffee creamer over the past 2 weeks as a result of that. Yeah, it's getting to be an expensive thing. But so we have to pick up coffee creamer. I'm trying to think what else. I don't remember. We're not going to Ulta. We're definitely not going to Ulta. I don't know, maybe we'll try to go outside. It's kind of hot today. It's like 75 and I am going to melt, but if we can have a good park experience this week, that would definitely be preferred. So stay tuned. I don't know what we're going to I don't know what we're going to be up to, but it's going to be something fun. So thank you for spending part of your day here with me. I really appreciate it. As always, please feel empowered and encouraged to leave comments down in the doobly-doo or in DMs. I love talking about all things makeup, new makeup, old makeup, makeup techniques, the makeup look of the day, anything in the story time, or anything that is on your heart and mind today. I would love to hear about it. So again, thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Bye!